Hello and welcome to World War II Solitaire board game channel. Today we're going to do an unboxing of 303rd Squadron, a game that I've been waiting for quite a long time. Backed this one on Kickstarter, and basically it's a mini game, a miniature game, a cooperative one with solo play. About the 303rd Squadron in Battle of Britain. And the first thing I am gonna do here is get the plastic off, and then I am gonna give you a very short history lesson about the 303rd and the Polish squadrons. It's so big, it's not even, you can see it's not really closed. It's like bulging up because it's such a big game, and this has to be like 4 kilograms, something like that. Anyway, 301st Squadron. 301st Squadron was one of the Polish squadrons in the RAF during World War II. There were a total of 16 squadrons. Two of the squadrons, the 303rd and 302nd, participated in the Battle of Britain. The 303rd Squadron was the squadron during the Battle of Britain which scored the highest amount of kills. And I believe there were 66 squadrons taking part in Battle of Britain, something like that. And why I'm giving you this history lesson, because I usually don't, is because I just want to point out how great I think it is that games like 301st Squadron, soldiers in postman's uniforms, give some very well deserved attention to the Poles, because Poland did a lot of good in World War II, and Poland never got to reap the reward. The US troops, they fought bravely and hard, but they were free afterwards. The Poles, they fought hard in World War II, and then they were occupied by Russia for decades. And that's something that we can see today. I don't like to get talking about politics, but what we can see today in Europe is that Poland is still suffering from these decades because of the geopolitical situation and because of the economy. Poles still are suffering from these decades. So again, I think Poland really well deserved attention of all of their sacrifices that they did during World War II. Okay, so that's going to be my history lesson for today. And now it's time to look at this game. Let's take a look at the back of the box. So the size is just 301st Squadron. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer, in case this is something you want to read yourself. So it's going to be in English, in what I assume is Polish, and what I assume is French. Ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players, 60 minutes. Every move matters, because each moment might be your last. Will you take the chance? 301st Squadron was the most effective RAF unit during the Battle of Britain. Each pilot brought unique skills. You must skillfully use them to defeat the German invasion. 301st Squadron is a fully cooperative game of World War II aerial combat. And we have some beautiful art here. This one is really heavy, actually. So you guys who are used to watching my videos, you know the deal. For anyone who is new to the channel, I'll explain how this works. So what I do is I show all of the components quite quickly so you can see what's in the box, and then if you're particularly interested in a specific component, I will do a detailed view of each and every component. So let's start by just looking at what we have inside of this huge box. Wow, you can see that it's really stuffed. I mean, these books, if you look at now it would fit. But these books are all like over the top. Okay, so we have our compendium. And we are going to go ahead and explains all of the minis and so on. We are going to go ahead and take a look at this in detail. But again, we'll start by looking at what we got. We got, I guess these are Polish rules, so there are going to be some stuff here that we are going to be able to remove from the box. And then we have the compendium also in Polish. Reglamento. I don't know, is that French? I don't know, Italian perhaps? We have some rules in some language that I cannot comprehend. Compendio, I'm guessing that it's French, but if it's not, my apologies. And then here finally we have the rule book. I was getting a little bit nervous because I thought the English rules would be on top, but they weren't. They were at the bottom. So here we have our rules book, and it's 22 pages long if you count the last 2 pages, but if you just, here we have the solo game rules, so that's cool. About 18 pages of rules, so this is not going to be a very heavy game. And then we have a bunch of counters, and we are going to go ahead and take a closer look at those in a while. And we have some mounted maps, and I actually, okay, so this, I backed this Kickstarter quite a while ago, and I actually thought that this that the map was going to be paper maps. I don't know if that changed or if I'm just remember it incorrectly, but they are mounted, so that is a very pleasant surprise, and that also explains why the box is so heavy. And okay, so it's a 2-part map, and it's quite a big one. I wouldn't call it huge, because if you watch the channel you saw me do the Covenant of Heroes unboxing, and there we can start talking about huge maps. Okay, so here we have the minis, so let's start with them, because I know that's what everyone is waiting for. And I'm gonna tell you right now that I am certainly no expert when it comes to airplanes, so I'm not going to be able to tell you that, okay, so this is a Messerschmitt version B type 7 or whatever. So anyway, here we have a bunch of big ones. I don't even know if this, it looks like a bomber to me, but it could be a fighter. I have no idea. It looks like a German one. And I am going to go ahead and show you these, one of each of the minis in detail, because I know that, I mean, many people got this game because of the minis. So here we have a bag of, okay, so this has to be the Messerschmitt planes, the 109s, but if it's not, again, my apologies. I'm gonna see if I can show you this in, let's see how close my camera will let me focus. There we go. So I'd say this is a beautiful little miniature plane, and there's lots of them, which is scary because we're playing versus the Germans. And here we have a bag of more big planes. There's 6, 7 of them, and look at that, quite intimidating. And some more German planes. We got 4 of these. Again, I have no idea if this is a fighter or a bomber or what is going to be. But we're going to see that probably in the rules. So we have some more. We have these stands for the miniatures. So to give you an example, let me fix that to how they work. They are in 2 parts. Put them together like that, like so. And let's take one of these, what I believe are 109s. And then there's a hole in the bottom. There we go. So now we have a flying 109. That is just beautiful. Okay, so let's keep looking at these planes. Okay, so we have more Germans here. There's 4 of these planes. And that is also, if I understand correctly, the Battle of Britain. The Germans really used everything up their sleeve. They used pretty much everything they had in their arsenal. So there are going to be a lot of planes here. And okay, so here we have this has to be our first friendly planes. Again, I'm really ashamed of myself. I believe this is a Hurricane. Doesn't look like a Spitfire to me, so I think it's a Hurricane. But if I am incorrect, again, my apologies, because I'm really not. I know some guys are so they're so good with these planes. I had this video of what's it called when you were attacking with 109s and FO Wolf planes, and there was the size of the wing, and someone said, oh, that's the wrong one, it should be a type B at this age or something like that. It's called Swarm, the game. So this should be, I am guessing, again, very guessing, it looks like a Stuka plane to me. I didn't know they had this kind of angle on the, what do you call those, on the wings. It's called in English. Again, beautiful, and we have, how many? 4 of them. So lots and lots and lots of German planes. How many of these friendly do we have? 6 friendly planes. And then we have what looks like stands, different color stands in quite a few different colors. And I think these are going to be our pilot cards, which I'm guessing, because I haven't actually read the rules, I haven't had the time to do so. I'm guessing these are our pilot cards anyway, which would work I'm guessing like a resource card. And we have a beautiful bag. Not sure what that is for, but we will learn. So we have some wooden tokens and some of that stuff. You know, I've always been excited about that. And a bunch of dice. Looks like some kind of, I'm not sure if they're supposed to be used for rolling or for marking up stuff. And we have a 303rd Squadron token of some kind. A big plastic token. And these are probably going to be for our pilot cards, I'm guessing. They look like the ones we get in D-Day dice. And then we have a bunch of cards. And again, we can see that we are going to be able to dump some of these off. Some of them are in English. Some of them are in, I'm guessing, French. And some of them are in Polish. And I gotta say, I think that's a little bit unnecessary, because then I am sure that it's gonna be the same with these deck of cards. Yes, so that means that basically all of this stuff here, let's see. Whoops. All of this stuff, all of these cards did not have to get printed, and they did not have to be sent to the other side of the world. And the same thing goes for our of course, our Polish and French compendium and rules. So basically, all of this stuff, they did not have to send all the way from China. But I am guessing that it, strangely enough, was the most cost-efficient way of doing it. So I can understand that, but still, I think it's unfortunate. Well, anyway, if anyone wants some French or Polish cards and rules, let me know, because I will be giving these away to anyone who wants them. Well, anyway, we have what looks like enemy cards. Okay, I saved the wrong deck. Let's see. Polish. Here we go. So it looks like start, Portsmouth, Portsmouth, okay. Goal, shoot down all the DO-17s. So I'm guessing these are like scenario cards or something like that. And again, we're going to take a look at each and every one of them in our later detailed ending. And here we have more. It looks like this specializations. And not sure what this is. We're going to take a look at that too. And here we have a really small deck of cards. Not sure what that is. Anyway, guys, that is all that you get in this big box. So quite a lot of stuff, even if you exclude all of this. But I will say that I think this is about half a kilogram of stuff in the box. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by taking a look at our compendium. So it goes into detail about our pilots, ace token abilities, and here we have our game units. So we can see here that we have it was a hurricane, so I did guess right. And then we have Spitfires, but I think the Spitfires are not sure if they are included or if they are in the expansion. We have 109s, 110s, Henkel. We have the Stukas, Junkers 88, Dornier, U-boats, and freighters. And again, I think, yes, the Spitfire here, and all of these guys, it says they should be in the expansion. Please note that the planes, freighter, and U-boats marked with the star are available in the expansions. But the Junkers here, we did saw that one in the box. So we have scenarios here. Training. We strongly recommend you play this scenario as your first game. And goes all the way up here. We have 4 scenarios, 5, 6, 7. But again, some of these scenarios are going to be only available from expansions, like the Convoy scenario. This is from the expansion Convoy. And don't worry, guys, I got all of the expansions. I'm going to be showing all of that stuff. And woo, there's many scenarios here, guys, and again, beautiful art. Okay, so we have a total of 18 scenarios. That is really cool. And then we have events. Wow, 22 different kind of events. And then we have, that is very cool. We want to send a warm thank you to all the people who supported us during the campaign. You believed in us. So here we have a long list of what I'm guessing is everyone that supported the Kickstarter. So that is really cool. That's a lot of names. I'm trying to see if I quickly could see my own, but they don't seem to be in alphabetical order. Okay, and then we have our rules. Game flow, components. And these are our player boards, they're called, not pilot cards. We have there are 4 types of aircraft in 301st Squadron. So please note that some of these, because we did see more. We saw the Stukas, for example, but I'm guessing perhaps they are Kickstarter exclusives, because we definitely saw more than 4 types of aircraft with those minis. Turn phases. German modes, toughness, additional rules. And we have campaign rules, 2 and 3 players. And it seems like the basic game is for 4 players, so the 2 and 3 players. The game for 2 and 3 players does not differ significantly from the 4-player game. But then we have the solo game rules. Preparing the game for 1 player is the same as in a 2-player game. The following changes should be made in the course of the game. And then there seems to be a total of 11 changes. Rest of the rules stay unchanged. So again, I really love when they do that. It's very cool when they give us true solo rules, because of course any cooperative game could be played two-handed, but again, I want to have true solo rules for it. Special thanks, and then we see two of the expansions. Luftwaffe Forces is missing. Cool. Okay, so let's... okay, so we have seen all of this stuff, so I'm just going to pack it back into the box. There's no really reason to go into detail about them, about this either. Oh man, I just dropped all of these little things here on the table. And the minis, about them, I think you've seen them all, but I could set them up and give you a final shot of all the minis in action. That would be cool. But we should check out all of these cards. So let's start with the small deck. It says 303rd Squadron here on the back of them. And okay, so some of them are empty. Some of them have enemy cards or enemy planes. So I'm not sure what these are for, but I'm guessing they are for drawing enemies, most probably. 109s. See if I can get my camera to focus a little bit better. I don't know if you can hear my neighbors. I got German neighbors up here in North Sweden. And anytime I'm shooting a video, it feels like they are up to some kind of verrückt craziness in their garden. And German neighbors, if you're watching this video and hearing me talk crap about you, I'm sorry. And let's see what these cards are. Okay, so not sure what these cards are. They don't have a back. So let's go through them. I wish I could pronounce these planes, but I can't. Dornier, I don't know. Junkers, 88, Messerschmitt. And then on the back sides, it's the 109. Junkers. I'm guessing these are just helper cards for you, reference cards, something like that, for the enemies. And we have cards with this kind of back, and seems to be specializations. So let's take a look at all of them. Again, you are going to have to pause the video if there is a card that you are especially interested in. Okay, so those are the specializations. That's hard to pronounce for a Swedish guy like me. And then I don't know what these cards are. They all have the 301st Squadron on the back, but we'll go through them so you can see them all. If there is a special one you're interested in, go ahead and pause the video. Most of them, this one is all the same, so I'm just going to pass. I'm going to show each individual card. This one is a little bit different. You can see the crosshair and the half crosshair. And again, I got to give it to these guys. Beautiful art. Really beautiful. Again, we have more of the same. It'll be cool finding out how this works. Of course, you can expect playthrough videos of this game. And again, it's going to be... Okay, so they are a little bit different. The text here in the bottom differs a little bit. Okay. Well, let's take a closer look at these large cards. Again, I have no idea what they are, but I do intend to find out. Okay, let's see if we can figure out what they are from the back. Okay, so we have these cards that look like that on the back, and they look like pilot cards. I think these cards are pretty much the only ones where I would have preferred to see some original photos, but I can understand how perhaps they did not want to mix different graphical designs. I can respect that. And then we have cards looking like that on the back. And I'm guessing these are event cards. So again, I'm gonna go to each one. And again, I just gotta say this is so beautiful. Wow. I'm taking the time now to enjoy these cards, the beautiful art of them, because I'm guessing when I draw them, I might not be as happy like wolves. And then we have these cards, which look like I think they are scenario cards of the very many different scenarios. And again, the graphics are just stunning. We see some graphics which are used several times, but it's not super common, so it's not something that bothers me at all. I'm just amazed of how much of this stuff they got. Wow. There we go. So that is all of the cards in the game, and then we have, let's see if I can get these minis out of the way and show you the counters of the game. Where I dropped all of these things on. Okay, so the counters, well, they're counters. We have different stuff here like London, Dover, Rochester, and on the back they look like this. And I want to show you the map, the whole map. Alright, so here we have the whole map of 303rd Squadron, and for reference here is one of those 109s, so you can see it is a very big map, and we can imagine lots of stuff going on here and lots of these airplanes fitting on the map. So that is really cool, and I'm gonna need 2 of these tables. Luckily I do have several of them to be able to play it. Wow. Let's take a look at our minis. And there we have it, all of the minis laid out, ready to battle. Whoops, let me go in the wrong direction. So we can see our friendlies here getting ready to fight. And all of the bombers have 109s protecting them. And there you have it, 303rd Squadron. Thank you very much for watching this very detailed unboxing. If you aren't subscribed already, please go ahead and do so. It does help me out a lot. You can also become a member of the channel now for only $2.99 US a month. You will help me to be able to buy more games and showcasing them on this channel and spreading the word of this very great hobby. Well, guys, thank you again very much for watching. Stay tuned because the expansions which you see here in the background, I'm gonna do unboxing of those as well, and they are coming today. Okay, guys, see you next time.